Hey, welcome in everybody. In this video, I am going to attempt to assemble the parts that we've created for the quadcopter. So it looks similar to kind of what we got here. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you how I created this. So let me go to File, and we're going to go to New. I'm going to go to Metric. So we're going to create an assembly. We're going to use the standard millimeters. Click on the Create button. And the first thing I want to do is I want to bring in the main body, and we're going to use that piece to kind of connect all the other pieces to it. So if you go under Place, I'm going to look for the main body here. I'm going to click Open. And so what I want to do is this is super important, so you want to right click it. You want to ground this piece so that everything else kind of moves to it when you put it together. Otherwise, you're going to have things moving all around, all kind of crazy, and by the time you're finished, it'll be some kind of weird angle. So anyway, what you want to do is right click. We're going to go to where it says Place Grounded at Origin. We're going to click that. And so I only need one of these, so I'm going to right click, hit OK. So now we have our main piece, and it's grounded. You can see where our little thumbtack or push pin or whatever you want to call this. So before I do that, I want to change my view because I want to go to Visual Style, Shaded with Edges. My default lights, I'm going to set this for Photo Booth. It's just easier on my eyes. It's not that big kind of glossy glare. Anyway, so there's our main piece. Now what I want to do now is I want to bring in the landing gear, because I think those are probably the most tedious parts to put together, and also they're up underneath it. So we're going to have to go to Assemble, go to Place. I'm going to bring in my landing gear subassembly. Click Open. I'm going to bring in two of these. So I'm going to click once, click another one over here somewhere, left click again, right click, hit OK. So yeah, this is where it kind of gets a little tricky to do. So to constrain this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look underneath this part. So I'm going to click on the bottom corner of my view cube and move these over here. They're also not oriented correctly. So, but it doesn't matter right now. So I'm going to click on Constrain. I want to click on the Mate option. So we want to mate this to the bottom flat surface. So I'm going to pick that first. And then I'm going to go back to my top view. And I want to mate the top of one of these to it. Before I apply it, I want to see what I got. So yeah, I want to apply. Close out of that. So now our it's connected to the bottom, but we can still kind of move it around all kind of crazy ways. So I'm just going to move it out of the way over here. Go back to one of my top views. So now what I want to do is I need to rotate this like 90 degrees. So I think what I want to do here, if I go to Main Body, actually I'm going to go to Origin. And I'm going to look for this YZ plane. I'm going to right click it. I'm going to turn on the visibility of it. I want to go to one of my landing gear sub-assemblies, the one that I have here. So this one's number 1. I'm going to click on Origin. I want to look for that, this one right here. So my XY plane, I want to make it visible as well. Now let me look at a top view. So what I want to do is I want to kind of constrain these two planes together, and that's going to help it kind of rotate for me. So I'm going to go to Constrain, and it depends on which way the arrows are going, but I'm going to click on Flush. So if I click this plane, notice my arrows going to the left. If I click this plane, my arrows going to the bottom. So they're kind of going in opposite directions. So I think I want this one here. So when I click on it, before I hit Apply, I want to look up underneath it and kind of see which way that's going. So yeah, that's going in the right direction. So hit apply. I can now move this back. Oh, I know what I did. So I constrain those two planes together. So now I can't move it. But what I should have done, and it happens sometimes, I'm going to go to mate number 2. I'm going to right click, go to edit. I want to offset this to kind of push it back. So I'm going to go 10, see what that does. Like it's going the wrong direction. Let's try -20. Let's try -40. That's too much. -35. A little bit more. Let's go -32. That might work. Okay, so -32. So basically I constrain those two planes together, but I don't want them like right up against each other. So the offset will kind of push it back away from that plane by 32 millimeters. I'm gonna hit OK here. So now I can, if I move it left and right, I need to constrain it this direction and we'll be okay. So to do that, what I want to do is I am going to turn on the visibility of this XY plane. And I want to turn on the visibility of that same plane. It may be a different plane, but the one that's facing the same direction of this. So I need the YZ plane of my landing gear. And now I can constrain these two together. I don't need to offset those. So I'm going to constrain this plane, that plane. Both of those arrows are going in the same direction. So I'm going to need this one here. So that one, this one. I can hit apply. And we got that. So we got one landing gear like we want it. So now we just got to do the same thing for the other one. So let's start off with constraining the bottom surface, this one, to the top surface of here. Let me make sure that went the way I want it. Yes, so I want to hit apply. I know there's like so much things going on in here, it's kind of hard to see what's going on. So hit apply. Let's see if I can kind of move this out of the way. Look at the top view. So now I need to rotate this. So it's going to be over here. So I need to rotate this to this way. So I'm going to constrain these planes. So that one is going to the left. This one is going down. So they're going the same direction, right? So I need this one. I'm going to hit that. Again, I want to press this thing or offset it. I think that was 32 on the other one. So let's try 32. Oh, we want to go -32. I think that's what we had. Yeah, so I'm going to hit apply here. And then we're just going to constrain these two planes together. So this one, they're going opposite directions. So we need this one. We need to mate. So 1, 2. Let's try that again. This one. That one. There we go. Hit apply. All right, so we have those where we want them. I'm going to turn off the visibility of some of these planes because they get kind of confusing. So I don't need that one. I'm going to leave this one for the main body. I need to get these visibility of this and this out of the way. All right, so now what I can do is bring in the camera. So I'm going to place, I'm going to bring in the drone camera, click open. Just gonna place it over here somewhere, right click, hit OK. So what I wanna do is I'm gonna constrain, probably with a mate, this flat surface with the bottom of this. hit OK or hit apply. Yeah. So just make sure that your lens is facing whichever one you want the front to be. So that's the one I want right there. So that's going to be the front. And then what I want to do is turn on the visibility of the plane for the camera. So the drone camera origin, I want, this XY plane, or YZ plane, sorry. I can't read. YZ plane, visibility. So let me look underneath this thing so I kind of see what I'm doing. I want to constrain these two planes together so it lines up in the middle. So I'm going to go to constrain. Let's start with the flush. So it just depends on which way these arrows are pointing. So this one is pointing to the right. This one's pointing to the right. So yeah, they're both going in the same direction. So clunk on it, hit apply, and we're good to go there. So now we just need to move it up and down. So if we wanted to make this like equal weight all the way around, we could probably make this camera fit right in the middle. But if we push it back too far, I think your visibility of the camera is not going to be so good. So I'm trying to move it up, not in front of the drone body here, but I mean, it could be but I'm just going to push it back a little bit so the drone body kind of protects it a little bit. So I want to kind of place it right about here. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to change my view. Actually, I can turn off the visibility of this plane here just to kind of get that out of the way. I don't need this one here either. So here, what I want to do now is I'm just going to constrain this front surface with the front of my camera. Like you probably don't want them even, so maybe just kind of offset this back, like maybe -3, -4. That might be good. Hit apply. I didn't get a clunky. Why didn't it clunk? Anyway, so my camera is constrained. I can't move it anywhere. It's kind of pushed a little bit towards the front. So there's that. So the next thing that we want to bring in, probably want to bring in the rotor gears. So I'm going to place the rotor gear here. And I'm going to need 4 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right click, hit OK. So I think I can constrain these the way I want with just go into constrain and go into the insert. And so I want to insert this bottom kind of corner of my gear, just any one of these with that's why I have my view on view with edges. So I can click on this edge here and it kind of clocks it in where I want it. Hit apply and notice let me close out of this. Now this still spins around like I want it, but I can't move it anywhere else. So I'm going to do that for all these other gears. They're not really moving anything, but they're really just for looks. But so I'm going to go to constrain my mate solution here. Click on this bottom edge here. Click on this line here. Hit apply. I'll try to do these really fast so this video doesn't take all day. Again, this bottom edge, that line. Did I get that one? I think I did. Hit apply. This bottom edge, this line, hit apply. So if we wanted to see those, we could look at a side view. And then I can change my view to like a wireframe under visual style, kind of see where these gears are. So they're all kind of lined up where I want them. Okay, so let me turn my visibility back on to shade with edges. And then what I want to do is I'm going to bring in, go to assemble, place. I want to bring in the rotor opposed. No, not that. The rotor holder. Yeah, that's what I want. I want the rotor holder open. Again, I need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right click, hit OK. So these pretty much the same method. I want to constrain. I want to use the mate, but this time I'm going to click on the top. Is that what I want? Yeah, the top. Yeah, the top edge to this edge here. Right? Clonk it in, apply it. Now this can kind of turn our, oh, that's not what I want. That is not what I want. Let me undo that. Let me undo this. Let me undo this. Let's do this again. I want to constrain, insert. Make sure you pick the insert. Then this bottom. Then, oh, I take that back. I want to go to constrain, insert, opposed, click the top with this. Hit apply. Now it should not do that. Okay, there we go. So yeah, make sure you hit the insert option, and then we can rotate this, but it can't move in any other direction. So yeah, constrain, insert, opposed, click the top edge here, this circle here, apply. Let's do the same thing for these. Make sure I'm in insert. This one, apply. This one, apply. All right, let me make sure I didn't mess that up. Okay, we got those, Okay, so then we can bring in our rotor post assembly. These, I'm gonna click open. I need 4 of these. 1, 2. I probably should have brought my rotor guards in first, but oh well, we've already got these, so let's use this. So these I want to constrain again with the insert. I'm going to use the opposed. What I want to do is grab underneath these, and of course I can't see it. I want to grab this inside circle, and then look at the top view. And where is it at? Where did it go? I want to put it on this bottom edge circle here. Click it, hit apply. Let me make sure. So this can spin around, but it can't move up or down or left or right. So we're good there. Yeah. Get these out the way. All right, so then I can go to constrain, insert, opposed, click on the underside of this one, this inside circle. I have no idea what I did. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna put it on this one here. Yeah, so put it down on the bottom here. Hit apply. Then I can look up underneath. We're gonna grab this guy, inside circle. I'll put you over here on the bottom of this post. Apply. Sorry if my clonking noise is really loud. Then I want to inside circle on this one. And then the outside of the bottom. Hit apply. Okay, so there's that. Now realistically what you want is, I know I'm being realistically as I'm not really making a realistic drone here, but if this turns, that you also want your rotor here to turn with it, right? So to get it to do that, you want to constrain one to the other. So let me see if I go to my rotor, which one is this one? This is rotor post assembly 2. I'm gonna go look at the origin. I'm gonna look for the vertical plane. So this one, I wanna turn on the visibility of the XY plane here, and then look for, which one is this one? If I click on it, it lights up over here in the browser, so I know it's this. So I wanna turn on the same, or maybe it doesn't have to be the same, but the YZ plane, just a vertical plane, turn on the visibility. And so now what we want to do is we want to constrain these two planes together, and hopefully that'll work. So I want to go this plane, they're going opposite direction. Hit apply. All right, so now when I move my blades around, that also turns with it, right? So that's kind of what we want to do. And just do that for all the other ones. Yeah, so we already have these planes turned on. So I just go to constrain. I'm gonna click on this plane, click on this plane, hit apply. I'm gonna click on this plane, hit apply. And then click on this plane, hit apply. Let's see, yeah. So that these rotate. All right, so there we go. So let me just turn off the visibility of these planes here. Just because I like to keep as less on the screen as I can, because it just gets too overwhelming. Yeah, okay, so now what do we need to do? We need to bring in the rotor guards. So I'm gonna place the rotor guard. I need 4 of these, so 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so to get these constrained, what we want to do, I'm going to go to constrain. Again, I'm going to use the inserts. We're going to use the opposed. So I'm going to click on this bottom kind of inside circle portion, arc, whatever you want to call it, that. And then I'm going to click on this top kind of ring here. Hit apply. And just kind of do that for all of the other ones. We're not done with that yet, but just while we're at it, so the bottom inside arc to this top, apply it. Make sure you hit apply after each one. This bottom one, let me zoom in, the bottom. Where are you at? Right there. To this top ring, apply it. This bottom to the top arc, which is going to be here. Hit apply. All right, so we got those. Now, if you notice, we can still rotate these. So we need to fix that where we can't rotate them. So I'm just gonna kind of put them where they kind of sort of go. And then the best way I think is to look at a top view. So what we want to do is we want to align one of them with maybe the side of this main piece here. So I'm going to go to constrain. I want to use an angle constraint on this one. Click this first solution. The angle should be 0. I want to click on this side of this and also the side of one of the flat pieces here. And so that's not what we want. So I don't want it to be 0 after all. So let's say I want it to be -90. Nope, -180. -180, come on, 180. Yeah, that's what I want. Because I want it to be in that orientation. So whichever, it may be different for yours, I don't know, but you want it to be in that orientation. Hit apply. And so now what I can do is I can kind of align this with this, and that's 0, and hit apply. And then I want to align this one with this one, hit apply. I want to align this side of this one with the side of this one, hit apply. And that should be all constrained there. So I'm trying to think, what am I missing here? So we have our main body, our camera, we have our landing gear, we have our blade gear, our blade guards, our blade assembly here. We got them constrained, so yeah, we're good. I think we're okay right there. I'm gonna stop the video right here. If I think of anything else we need to add, I'll do that in the next video. But if not, we can maybe add a landing pad, and then we can start animating this thing. All right, so I hope you were able to follow what I did there, and hope to see you back. All right, peace out.